What is up, my friends? You are very welcome along to our player ratings here on Anfield Agenda. After Liverpool have beaten Everton by 1-0 in the Merseyside derby, that goal came via the right foot of Diogo Jota. The Reds are now at worst 4 wins away from league title number 20. That tonight was... well, it was a good response to the couple of losses before the international break. It wasn't a vintage performance, but sometimes, hey, that's a derby. We kept a clean sheet. We got the win, one step closer. As always, I'm going to go through the referee, the players, the substitutes, and our manager, giving them all a score out of 10. Some of you guys have played along already and submitted your player ratings, and they will be in the top right-hand corner of every player image. My score will be in the large square in the centre. And of course, feel free to play along in the comment section as always. We wouldn't be here without the incredible support of our sponsors, Manscaped. A quick reminder that you can get the Performance Package 5.0 Ultra featuring Manscaped's Lawnmower 5.0 with skin-safe technology, the brightest ever LED spotlight, a battery that lasts for 90 minutes. In this set, you also get the Weed Whacker ear and nose hair trimmer, Manscaped's 2 liquid formulations, and a couple of free gifts to you as well. The Shed travel bag and the boxer briefs. A reminder that you can get this or anything else at manscaped.com with 20% off and free shipping store-wide with our code Anfield20. Use that or scan the QR code in the bottom right-hand corner. Right, lots to get stuck into, so let's start off with the referee. The kindest that I can be to Sam Barrett here was that this game may have been just a little bit too big for him at this stage of his refereeing career. The red card for Tarkowski, whilst I feel the referee was close enough to it to have seen it right, for me, blame there lies entirely on the feet of Mr. Paul Tierney on VAR, who once again didn't do what was needed in that moment and send the ref to the monitor. But all in all, I thought the ref tried to let the game flow, but did it in such a way that lost control of it for me. So I think nothing personal against Sam Barrett, but I wasn't impressed with his performance, so I have given him a score of 4. And the Anfield Agenda audience, an average score there of 2.9. Now, reminder, I don't know your scores in the upper right-hand corner here, so I'm getting them in real time, the same as anybody watching the video. Let's go straight through now and talk about Caoimhín Kelleher. If this is to be Caoimhín's last game at Anfield for Liverpool, or maybe his last game for Liverpool, what a way from to bow out. A clean sheet, a win against Everton, and again, another good performance. Safe hands is an understatement for Caoimhín. An incredible time as Liverpool's deputy, never let us down. So for Caoimhín today, I'm giving him a score of 8 out of 10. Probably a half a point extra for nostalgia there. But either way, a very, very, very deserving league title winner. And wherever he goes in the future, I wish him nothing but the best. The Anfield Agenda audience have given Caoimhín a score of 7.3. Let us know in the comments whether you agree or disagree with that. Now, the Scouser in our team today anyway, Curtis Jones, put in a very unfamiliar position at right back and absolutely played a blinder. Brilliant performance from Curtis Jones. The moment that stood out for me though was right at the end of the game where Everton put that free kick in and Curtis Jones knew Branthwaite was over his left shoulder, used his left foot to hook the ball back over his shoulder and clear it. And for a position that he's not played in very often, nobody can say let us down today. It was a really, really good performance from Curtis Jones. So I have given him a score of 8.5, and the Anfield Agenda audience not too far behind me with an average score there for Curtis of 8.1. Now we move on to the centre backs. And look, I know we kept a clean sheet, but I was far from impressed with Ibrahim Konate and Virgil van Dijk today. I thought that they let Beto bully them at times. I thought they looked a little bit all over the place and wobbly, and it wasn't the calm, reassuring presence that I wanted at centre back. And look, I'm being honest about what I've seen. Yes, we kept a clean sheet, but we need to be better at the back. We need to be more dominant aerially as well. And we're from set pieces, for having 2 big centre backs, every single time Everton players on the end of it, or the one time Konate did, of course, he couldn't keep the header down. So for me, I'm going to give Ibu today a score of 6.5. And the Anfield Agenda audience, I think he fared a little bit better with an average score there for Ibu of 6.9. Next up, our captain, Virgil van Dijk. Between the swing and a miss moment, between the fortunate offside from Beto getting in behind and out wrestling Virgil as well, I wasn't impressed. Too slow in possession, too happy to move the ball side to side, and Virgil does dictate a lot of these things from his position. I want us to be quicker, I need us to move the ball quicker, and I need our captain to be a bit more calm and reassured than he was today, which, to be fair, he usually is. But I call it as I see it each day, and today I've given Virgil a score of 6. The audience think a little bit higher, with an average for Virgil there of 6.7. But as you can see, nobody too impressed with those performances from players that have the capability to be much, much better. Next up, Andy Robertson. I thought Robbo had a good game today. Wasn't a perfect game, but it was a game that you could see what it meant to him. He knew this was a derby. He stood up, wasn't let himself being shirked around physically, was giving everything getting up and down that pitch, putting his body on the line, getting blocks in, putting in some decent crosses as well. No more so than the one that was flicked in. I think it was Brantway headed it behind, because that was a belter of a ball in there from Robbo. So for me today, I'm giving Andy Robertson a score of 7.5. And the audience, again, not too far behind me there, with an average score of 7.3. Right, we move into midfield now. And before we get to Ryan Gravenberch's score, just a little reminder as well that both of our live shows are now on sale. You can come and see us at the Hot Water Comedy Club May 25th for the last game of the season, or May 28th for our end of season reunion show. And you can get your tickets to both of those shows with a link in the description of this video. Right, Ryan Gravenberch, brilliant. I thought the whole midfield unit today was brilliant. I thought 2 were a little bit better than the other, but no qualms about any of them. Gravenberch looked rested, back to his best, and I thought he was everywhere. So very good performance for me for Ryan. I'm giving him a score of 8. The Anfield Agenda audience gone a little bit lower with a score there of 7.2. Again, let us know in the comments what you guys think. Agree with me, agree with the audience, or something completely different. We move on now to Alexis McAllister, who again was in the wars, as he always seems to be. That challenge on him by Tarkowski, well, you know my thoughts on it. It was reckless, to say the least. I thought he continued to battle, always tried to make things happen. I just love him as a footballer, I really do. For me, he's got future captain potential written all over him. And today, I thought he was as good as Gravenberch in midfield, which is why I've given him, again, a score of 8. And the Anfield Agenda audience, again, a little bit lower, but still giving him his props with a score there from the audience of Alexis of 7.3. Next up, Dominik Szoboszlai. Now, he is the one that I thought was a slight bit below the other two, but still a performance full of energy and guile from Szoboszlai. He's never hiding on a football pitch. I just feel we still need that little bit more quality from him in the final third. Very good at spotting a pass, very good at getting back and helping out his defence, and will never be wanting for effort. Today, for me, I'm giving him a score of 7.5. And the Anfield Agenda audience, again, not too far away, with an average score there for Dom of 7.1. Moving into the attacking end of the pitch now, and look, I'm going to call it as I see it. Mohamed Salah was not terrible, but not really as effective, as impactful as I would have wanted him to have been. Especially after, time out for the international break, a week to prepare for the game after that. Ramadan is over as well now, so should be back to his full physical capabilities. And whilst he didn't really do anything wrong, I don't feel like he impacted the game in any type of an influential way. So I'm being honest in my assessments today, and I've given him a score of 6.5. The audience, well, think I'm being too generous. They've gone for a 5.8 average for Mo. Let us know in the comments what you guys think. Next up, your Anfield Agenda man of the match, and I think very deservedly so. So well done to everyone that voted for that one. I believe Diogo Jota was the Sky Sports man of the match, but I thought Luis Diaz was sublime. I mean, he varied up his running at defenders, sometimes going around the outside, sometimes cutting inside, created 6 big chances. I thought he was brilliant. Just bags of energy. A performance that I thought deserved all the praise that he's getting. So for me, I'm giving Luis Diaz a score today of 9. And the Anfield Agenda audience very happy with his performance as well. Luis Diaz receiving an average score there of 8.4. An incredible performance from Lucho, and one that certainly does repay the manager's faith put in him. Diogo, what a goal. Look, I'm not going to be a Monday morning quarterback. I was concerned with him starting, and I don't think I was on my own. But that goal was a very Diogo Jota-esque goal. I would love to look back to his Liverpool career and see how many variations of that exact goal he scored. He just knows when to shoot. He glides into the box and he waits, makes the keeper commit himself again, and passes it into the goal. And it was a vital goal as well. So congratulations to Diogo. I've given him a score of 7 today, and the Anfield Agenda audience have gone a bit higher. I've got to be honest, I didn't think his all-around game was brilliant, but he did have a big moment, and that's why I gave him a 7. And the audience are going a bit higher with a score of 7.8. Now we move on to, well, the shithouse in chief today, and I mean that in a complimentary way to Darwin Núñez. I loved his antics when he came on. I loved that he was getting into the cop and getting them on their feet. I loved that he was winding up Everton players. And again, came on and did a job, occupied the centre-backs and worked hard when he came on. Certainly knew what this game was about and played his little part in it. So for me, I'm going to give Darwin a score of 6.5. And the audience pretty much agree with a score from them of 6.4. Cody, look, probably still working his way back. Will certainly be in contention, I would imagine, at the start against Fulham at the weekend. Came on in the game and look, didn't really have too much to do. So I'm going to give him the age-old average 6 there for me, and the audience pretty much the same with a 5.8 for Cody. It's always difficult to give substitutes a score other than a 6 or a 6.5. Endo, well, the manager showed faith in him once again, took Mohamed Salah off to see out the game, brought Endo on, job done. James Milner 2.0 there, and you know when he comes on, he means business. So Endo gets a score of 6.5 from me and a 6.2 from the Anfield Agenda audience. Now, our manager, Arne Slot. I'm not going to sit here and say that I thought that was vintage, and I'm not going to sit here and say there are things that I don't think Arne did wrong, because there are. But ultimately, the man that he stuck with through the centre got his goal. We kept a clean sheet. We won what was a very difficult game, and we move on. 4 wins to go. Arne deserves credit for that, especially handling himself with some of the antics from Paul Tierney and the decisions that weren't given as Reds. I'm going to give Arne today a score of 7.5, not too far away from the Anfield Agenda audience. A score for Arne, 7.2. And ladies and gentlemen, that is your Anfield Agenda player ratings. A reminder, we'll have lots of stuff coming up for you over the next few days. There's a news video ready to go for 10 a.m. in the morning as well. We'll be talking about the latest transfer news for the club. All signs now are pointing towards London and a game on Sunday against Fulham. 2 o'clock kickoff. We will be live from 12:45 here for a watch along. Thank you once again to our sponsors Manscaped, but most importantly, thank you to you guys for your continued support of the channel. Do drop a like on this video if you've enjoyed it. Most importantly, we'd love you to hit that subscribe button. The Reds are honing in on league title number 20. 4 wins to go at worst, and I can't wait. Enjoy it, my friends. It's a night that deserves to be enjoyed. Much love. Bye bye.